guns went to somebody who shouldn't have them, but you can almost pretty much guarantee that a fair portion of them sure did. And not having background checks on those things makes it a lot easier. One of ceasefire signature issues, and this is one thing that, this is what I'll be talking about for most of my talk here, is the concept of lost or stolen handgun reporting laws. That sounds pretty simple, right? If you lose your gun, report it to the police. If you have your gun stolen, you report it to the police. Within 24 to 72 hours of you actually losing your gun, just you discovering this, you report it. You would be surprised at the level of opposition that we've gotten for that. And the whole idea of these things, these laws, is it gives police an idea of, okay, first of all, there's a gun on the street. They know this now. They know what that gun's serial number is. They know what the gun looks like. They could be looking for this thing. But more importantly, when this gun inevitably winds up at a crime scene at some point, even if the first person who gets his hands on it doesn't shoot somebody down the line will, because these things keep getting moved through people from person to person until it winds up shooting someone. What happens is, these guns wind up shooting people. The police get the gun, it gets processed, and they go through the gun manufacturer, and then they go to a licensed gun dealer to see who was the person who bought this thing legally at some point. They find the last lawful owner. They call that person. They say, well, how did your gun wind up at this crime scene? You know what they always say? Oh, my gun, I lost that. Oh yeah, I had that stolen or whatever. Some people, one of the biggest excuses that you keep hearing is, oh yeah, I went to the Steeler game. Yeah, and I had my gun on me. Yeah, I left it in my front seat. I left it on I left my car unlocked. Who would have thought that, somebody would steal that? It's almost like they've been told to say this. And fewer than half of those guns that actually wind up at crime scenes were reported as lost or stolen before the police approach these people. So you get a pretty good idea that these are the folks that are transferring these guns illegally for drugs, bringing them from outside neighborhoods into neighborhoods like this one and other neighborhoods that get unfairly targeted as being big crime centers, because that's where they trade them for the drugs, and that's how these things get disseminated. So with that in mind, we want to get a statewide law passed that says you have to report this, that gives law enforcement a tool to search for these guns and to get a pretty good handle. If the same person keeps showing up as the last lawful owner of a gun that winds up at a crime scene, you get a pretty good idea that this person is one of your problem people.